Judy Allen, Event Planning, The Ultimate Guide to Successful Meetings, Corporate Events, Fundraising Galas, Conf. 2nd edition. Embark on a comprehensive journey with the book summary of Event Planning, The Ultimate Guide to Successful Meetings, Corporate Events, Fundraising Galas, Conf. By Judy Allen. Designed to set you up for success in planning and executing live events, this summary will guide you through everything you need to know, from ensuring accurate record-keeping to dealing with unexpected situations. Discover the importance of establishing purpose and budget, as well as how critical factors such as objectives, target audience, and location can make or break your event. The key to success lies in detail-oriented planning, attentive organization, and precise execution. Start learning now with this informative and engaging summary.
Event planning, from ideation to execution. Coordinating a successful event is like directing a live stage production, and the first steps involve establishing its purpose and budget. Being organized and paying close attention to detail are critical elements for success. Planning and producing a live event requires precise execution, as there are no retakes once it starts. Thus, great emphasis is put on the initial decision-making processes. A successful event is the culmination of many small steps, including accurate record-keeping and extensive planning. However, it is important to anticipate that something unanticipated will happen. The first steps towards event planning should be establishing its budget and purpose. These two critical parameters determine the event's direction and look. Based on a preliminary estimate, every possible vendor, equipment, or professional service that may be associated with staging the event must be included in the budget. These should be separated into essential items and extras, which can be cut without damaging the overall success of the event. It is important to pay close attention to detail and stay organized in order to run a successful event. After establishing the budget, the event's purpose is the most important feature. Charities, corporations, and conference organizers host events as fundraisers, incentives, celebrations, marketing draws, or other special events. However, specific attention should be given to each event depending on its unique objectives. For example, if hosting an event as part of a conference, the aim should be to draw attention and gain the widest possible attendance of conference participants. In conclusion, planning and execution of a successful event involves attention to detail and organization. It is crucial to establish the event's budget and purpose before proceeding. When these crucial steps are taken, the event can be a success. Planning a successful event. Defining the project's purpose and budget is just the beginning of planning a successful event. The key is to be realistic and acknowledge if you need the help of professionals that can provide expertise. It is important not to use an event as a cover-up strategy. Visualize the entire event step by step from the guest's perspective, and ask questions regarding what guests will see and how the date and time will affect the event. These answers will help you flesh out the budget to make planning the event more precise. Use cost analysis to itemize the event's essential items and services, while tracking the additions and deletions on the same sheet. This sheet can come in handy later when preparing the schedule of payments to vendors and managing your cash flow. Timing is everything. Successful event planning hinges on taking time into careful consideration. Planning an event requires incorporating a calendar and working backwards to determine the timeline for each key element. Vendors appreciate one point person responsible for tracking suppliers, settling problems, and arranging payment. Using an event sheet to log all suppliers and their agreed-upon assignments is crucial. It must show what each supplier is contracted to deliver and at what cost. Only one person should have access to the event sheet to ensure no misunderstandings arise. Strategic timing is crucial when choosing the event date. Ensure the event doesn't conflict with holidays, local celebrations, school breaks, or elections to avoid sabotaging your event. It is not enough to invite the media and leave them to their own devices. Making special provisions for media personnel is vital to the success of the event. Bear in mind that weekends are better for fundraisers while midweek is better for business events. Remember, early planning and attention to detail is key to a successful event, however big or small. Choosing the best event location. Your event's success significantly depends on the location you choose. It affects your budget and your guests' experience. You must select a location based on your event's goals, audience needs, parking, accessibility, and amenities, among other things. Choosing the right location is critical to the success of any event. It involves much more than selecting an address. Everything from guest access and walking distances to parking and access to stairs and elevators must be taken into consideration. If you're planning to host an event, you must select a location based on your audience's needs and your event's function. For instance, if your event is for an older audience, you should ensure that it's in a location that's easily accessible to elevators or escalators leading to parking or transportation. Additionally, your location choice affects your budget. While hotels and conference centers may offer similar meeting facilities, hotels have more amenities, including rooms for overnight guests. If you purchase meals or rent their meeting facilities, the hotel might offer a block of rooms at a discounted rate. You should investigate any built-in costs, such as meeting room setup charges, labor costs, and equipment rentals, which can quickly increase your budget. It's also essential to consider different venues such as theaters or tents. However, you must beware of their special requirements, such as permits. In such cases, you should ensure that you have the original signed contracts or permits with you at the event in case a problem arises. One of the critical rules of event planning is not to accept no for an answer. It's essential to ensure that all pertinent paperwork is approved, especially when working with new facilities. For example, a gala at a new restaurant had to be canceled an hour before guests were scheduled to arrive when city building officials ruled that the place was not certified to open. It's advisable to wait until a new restaurant or hotel has been open for at least 6 months before hosting any events there. In conclusion, you should visualize your event from start to finish and do a complete preliminary visual walkthrough in your mind. Your event's success significantly depends on the location you choose. It affects your budget and your guests' experience. You must select a location based on your event's goals, audience needs, parking, accessibility, and amenities, among other things. Remember, there's a psychology behind everything that you choose to do, extending well beyond what you serve your guests at a particular meal. Event planning tips. When planning an event, transportation and unexpected circumstances should be considered by asking the right questions. Before hiring a limo service, ask about reputation and backup cars. Be prepared for rain by planning umbrella assistance. Account for setup time and secure necessary permits and insurance for special events. Avoid surprises by being insured and considering unexpected costs like union teams removing decorations. Event planning tips. Creating a memorable event requires careful planning and attention to detail. This includes considering the space needed for equipment, seating arrangements, and entertainment specifications. When it comes to space, avoid reducing it, as guests need room to be comfortable. For seating arrangements, plan for less guests than the table can accommodate to provide adequate elbow room. Also, keep in mind the space between tables for easy access. When hiring entertainment, read their contract carefully and ensure you understand any special requirements they may need, such as a changing room. Timing is also important, so ensure you know their setup and break times. Lastly, conduct sound and visual checks of the main and adjacent rooms to avoid any sound issues. Remember Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong, so be prepared to think fast to find solutions as they arise. Planning and executing a successful business event. This summary provides tips and guidelines for preparing and catering a successful business event. It emphasizes the importance of carefully planning and keeping track of the guest list, monitoring RSVPs, and ensuring the catering service is able to handle the number of guests attending. Additionally, it highlights the importance of creative catering and careful consideration of liquor and wine service. The passage concludes by suggesting optimal service standards to ensure a successful event. Effective event rituals. The end of an event doesn't mean the work is done. Take time to review feedback, send personalized thank you notes or gifts, and organize contact information for future events. These simple rituals will help build on the success of the current event and improve the planning process for the next one.
The ability to manage successful events holds significant value, making the lessons offered in the book's summary of Event Planning by Judy Allen an essential resource for planners of all kinds. By understanding the importance of thorough organization, budgeting, effective communication, and addressing the intricate details of event production, you can create a memorable and successful event. As you explore the many aspects of event planning through this summary, take the highlights and key takeaways from each section as a roadmap for your future events. Always remember to learn from your experiences and build on your successes, refining your skills in organization, collaboration, and problem solving throughout your event planning journey.